Hello, I am Yota Trom. I am a business and leadership coach based in London. Before becoming a coach, I worked in the technology industry for over 14 years, to small startups or large corporations such as Amazon and Yahoo. Today, besides coaching entrepreneurs and business leaders, I am also the founder of Women in Tech Club, a community that aims to empower women and gender diversity within the technology industry. Our community has grown to over 1,500 members within 9 months, and we are now expanding internationally. When I decided to leave my full-time job and build my business, in order to become a successful entrepreneur, I had to make a significant shift in my mindset. In the beginning, I was struggling to find the balance between my personal and professional life. I ended up working long hours, sometimes even forgetting to eat, or not having any time to devote to myself and my family. Also, many times, I was feeling overwhelmed and stressed, as I had the feeling that I was not doing any progress in my business. Today, after 3 years, I have managed to have a good work-life balance and at the same time remain productive and grow my business. In this video, I would like to share with you some tips that work for me and my clients and helped us to create successful businesses by managing our time efficiently. Being an entrepreneur is an amazing experience, and by implementing a few of the strategies that I will share with you, you can make this a very enjoyable and rewarding journey. But let's see what is time management. It seems that there is never enough time in the day. But since we all get the same 24 hours, why is it that some people achieve so much more with their time than others? The answer lies in good time management. The highest achievers manage their time exceptionally well. Good time management requires an important shift in focus from activities to results. Being busy is not the same as being effective. Spending your day jumping from one activity to another often leads to achieving less, because you are dividing your attention between so many different tasks. Good time management lets you work smarter, not harder. Essentially, time management is enabling people to get more and better work done in less time. Today, we are going to cover the following areas: how to get things done by prioritizing your time effectively, how to be efficient by organizing your calendar, adding self-care in your schedule, spending quality time with your family, and finally learning to say no without burning bridges. The benefits of good time management when building an e-commerce business are enormous. High productivity and performance, as good time management skills will give you the ability to grow your business, as we can get more things done and at a higher standard. It will allow you to remain updated with new trends and explore new opportunities. You will be able to earn a higher income by eliminating distractions and focusing on the tasks that bring actual income in your business. You will be able to reduce working time and have more free time for spending it with yourself and your family. It will help you create a better professional reputation. You will be able to offer better customer service in collaboration with other stakeholders. And last but not least, by managing your time effectively, you will have less stress, you will enjoy your work more, and remain creative throughout the day. Spending a little time learning about time management techniques will have a huge benefit now and throughout your life. Let's see now how we can acquire these time management skills. Tip number 1. Define the activities you have to do, prioritize them, and assign expected delivery time. Let's see some practical steps on how to do this. At the end of the week, make a list of the tasks you will have to do during the following week. Next to each task, assign the expected delivery time. That can be 1 hour, 2 hours, half a day, etc. Define the level of importance of each task by assigning numbers from 1 to 5, where 1 is the most important task and 5 is the least important. Block time in your calendar for each of the important tasks. These will be the ones that you have assigned numbers 1 or 2. Check if you have time for the least important tasks and add them to your calendar. These will be the tasks that you have assigned the numbers 3 or 4. If during the week you have some extra free time, you can allocate it to the least important tasks. These are the ones that you have allocated number 5. Or maybe these tasks can be even delegated to someone else. A few things to keep in mind. Until you become very good at estimating how much time each task may take you, allow buffer time, as some tasks may take more time than you thought that they would. Plan for regular breaks in order to clear and rest your mind. For example, after 1 hour, I make sure to have at least 10 minutes break. This can be to take a short walk, listen to some music, have a snack, etc. Allocate specific time for checking and responding to emails, and close the notifications when you are working on specific tasks. These can be distractions that can delay you in getting your task done. Tip number 2. Group the activities based on the nature of each task. For example, admin work, calls, creating products, expanding your business, advertising can all be different buckets of tasks. How you can do this? Number 1, use different colors in your calendars based on the category of each task. For example, I use red color for meetings and calls, green for exercise and meditation, yellow for admin work, and purple for time allocated to responding to my emails. Something that works pretty well for many of my clients is that they will group these tasks together. For example, they will plan 3 hours of meetings in the morning and then 3 hours of admin work in the afternoon. In this way, they are more concentrated to perform tasks such as responding to emails, writing content for their websites, or creating their products, and they do not need to get interrupted in between from having to jump from one task to another. And finally, plan for the tasks that require more mind power at the time that you are most productive. For example, I am much more productive in the morning, so this is the time I will plan the tasks that require a lot of focus. Something else that worked very well for me is planning the tasks that I usually tend to procrastinate over first thing in the morning. In that way, these tasks are getting done, and then I don't need to think about them later in the day. Tip number 3. Allocate time for self-care and boosting your creativity. It happens to so many of us when we're so focused on getting the job done that we forget to take care of our own self. But entrepreneurs and business leaders who have built long-term successful careers have learned this lesson, often the hard way. They know firsthand that even during the busiest of time, you have to make time for taking care of yourself. It's time to start taking care of yourself by managing your health and well-being. Let's see some ways to do that. Start by creating a daily self-care routine. One of my key action tools to ensure that I take the time out for myself is my morning routine. Creating a non-negotiable morning routine has not only helped me to be calm and focused, but has also helped my overall health. Find moments when you can quiet your mind and check in with yourself. These can include meditating, journaling, or even playing video games. Another thing that you can incorporate into that morning routine can be writing down positive affirmations on paper. Not just thinking about them, but literally writing them down. What are you grateful about? Besides taking care of the emotional aspect, you should also focus on the physical one. Take time out to engage in fun activities. Sitting at a desk, consuming information regularly, creating strategies can be very tiring to your mind. So you definitely need to restore not only your mental health, but also to clear your mind. And exercising is one of the best ways to do this. If you're new at it, start slow. Try some yoga, or a short walk, or jog in the evenings outside. And as you continue on your business journey, build up on it. For example, I start my day with 30 minutes of yoga. Because I don't have enough time commuting, I have joined an online platform where I can choose from several teachers and styles. And something important, in order to ensure that this task is going to get done, add it in your calendar. Let's move now to tip number 4. Spend more quality versus quantity time with your loved ones. Running a successful business by day and spending free time with your loving family by night, it is every entrepreneur's dream. Many entrepreneurs work hard each day with that end goal in mind. But it's not always easy. Through my own learnings, I can recommend 3 habits that help me keep work responsibilities and work-life balanced. Number 1, throw out your rigid daily schedule. Earlier, we talked about having a schedule, though within that schedule you should allow space for flexibility. Being too strict about which task you should complete at certain times means that you can't pivot when necessary. I have learned to transition quickly between tasks according to what my team needs from me. If I learn an employee needs something by the end of the day, I know it's time to change my priorities and give them the help they need. Of course, that means that I will have to adjust my schedule accordingly. Habit number 2, prioritize your family's activities. Stop using the default "I got caught up at work" excuse to explain why you are late or absent. Look at the family calendar. Make sure you are present for your kids' activities, your partner's birthday, or any other important event. And make a plan to make sure your work will be completed on time. Don't be afraid to mute texts, chats, or emails if they could distract you from finishing your task before leaving to spend time with your family. And habit number 3, make time for your partner on a regular basis. I personally try to allocate at least 2 evenings every week to spend time with my husband. I might plan a romantic dinner, or we might just go for a walk. Just spending time together and talking about home, work, news, entertainment, or anything you both enjoy will help you find the balance necessary to focus for the rest of the work week. And finally, tip number 5. Learn to say no and set expectations. As an entrepreneur, every day is a hustle. You're trying to build a good team, to develop a product, to raise funds, to build a brand. There are 1,000 things that you're trying to do at once. In such a situation, when an opportunity presents itself, irrespective of whether it is one that adds value to your business or not, it can become difficult to turn it down. However, this is one of the most damaging mistakes you can make when you're starting out. By saying yes to every opportunity that comes your way, you may end up trying to do much more than you can handle and end up losing focus on your core goals. Building a successful brand or business is all about making the right choices at the right time. And learning to say no when required is one of the most important skills an entrepreneur can possess. This skill has two parts to it. One is knowing when to say no, and the second is knowing how to say no. Mastering these skills will help you to increase your focus and concentration, and also save you a lot of time in unnecessary effort. So let's see now these two aspects. When to say no. When faced with a request that may appear reasonable at first, put it through this test to know if it will be of value to you. Start with listening carefully. Make sure that you know exactly what they are asking of you. Remember that might be important to the person who is asking you, and try to understand why it is so. Knowing how crucial a certain task is for someone helps you get a better picture of the consequences if you were to reject it. Then compare it with your existing priorities. The person who is seeking help from you might be a very important person in your business, but it's not necessary that all your priorities should overlap. Think if this task is aligned with what you are working towards currently. Or will it be just a waste of time and make you lose focus from what you really need to be doing? Remember your goals and prioritize them while analyzing the request. Then weigh the benefits. Ask yourself if you stand to benefit in any way from taking up this commitment now. If you answer no to this, then your answer to the request should be the same. And let's see now the second part, how to say no. Now that you have decided that you would be better off not taking up the request, do not feel guilty about rejecting it. Here is how you can convey to the person who asks you in a way that doesn't burn any bridges. First, don't take a lot of time. Once you have made the decision, don't delay breaking the news to the other person. Don't make them wait for days and then inform them that you are not ready to take on the request. It is better to talk about such things as soon as possible. Keep it quick and short. Then explain your reasons briefly. When you say no, explain why you decided to do so. Do this only if you are planning to be truthful and not lie or make up excuses. If you don't have the time, then just say that. Say that you don't want to deliver incomplete work, and this is why you rather not take up this task. And finally, suggest alternatives. Maybe you know someone else who is good at the job at hand and also has time to get it done well. Refer them to the best person you know that could help them. If time is the issue now, you could even propose doing it at a later stage. People have learned the art of asking, so you need to learn the art of saying no. And instead of feeling as if you have lost an opportunity every time you say no, try to think of it as more time and concentration gained to work towards really matters to you. So let's summarize the 5 tips that could help you manage your time more efficiently and be more productive while growing your business. Tip number 1, define the activities you have to do, prioritize them, and assign expected delivery time. Tip number 2, group the activities based on the nature of each task. For example, admin work, calls, creating products, expanding the brand, promotion can all be different buckets of tasks. Tip number 3, allocate time for self-care and boosting creativity. Tip 4, spend more quality versus quantity time with your family and loved ones. And finally, tip number 5, learn to say no and set expectations. And remember, everyone makes mistakes, but your response to them will determine your path to success. Learn from your mistakes, both at work and at home, and move on from them as efficiently as possible. Focusing too much on your failures and blaming yourselves will also have an impact on your business. I want to close this video by taking a moment to congratulate each of you for the amazing work that you've been doing. Building your own business can be challenging, but it's also an amazing opportunity for growth and building your self-confidence. So congratulate yourself for all the hard work and for the progress you have done so far. I would love to connect with all of you and answer any questions you might have. Please feel free to contact me on my email or LinkedIn profile below. I also want to extend an invitation to all of you to join our community, Women in Tech Lab, by following the link at the bottom of this video. Your work can be an inspiration to so many others, and it's worth sharing your message. Thank you for listening and good luck.